All right then.
Wait,
Here
hey,
we go
Kirby and Rabbits.
yeah, a few seconds.
I I think the Kirby fan base will lose their mind.
Alright, I already started
Here we
recording.
30.
go.
Let's get ready to.
Ubisoft. Okay. He placed your bets, everyone. When are we going to do the Just Dance beginning sequence?
Right now.
Maybe it'll be
No,
at
I-
the
Oh,
I-
start.
an orchestra! Hold on,
I
an
see,
orchestra
I
performance.
see an orchestra, so no, not now, I think.
Maybe they're gonna show off Beyond... Oh,
Assassin's Creed Symphony. Oh, it's a medley, okay.
Oh, so they're opening up with literally music.
Truth be told, we haven't heard that much of what the next Assassin's Creed title is, but it wasn't even leaked. We got a new Watch Dogs title leaked, but not a new Assassin's Creed one.
Wait, hold on. Is Symphony X the name of the game, or is it just the
No,
name of the
no,
band?
I honestly think it's basically we're doing just a medley.
Eh.
Kind of like, for example, Godzilla
It's
or...
kind of like how Nintendo introduced Skyward Sword with a concert.
Yeah, but here's the
So-
thing, though. There was actually gameplay being played along with it. This.
Oh, there
looks
you go.
like-
Do you want a game? Play the... Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, so there you go. I wasn't
Of course,
initially.
The
Mr.
moral of the
Notre
story,
Dame.
yo, but we talked about this last night. The moral of the story is you shouldn't talk. Everything always happens.
Well,
Yeah.
Dutch, we kind of agreed that that's not 100% really confirmed one, so no point
I didn't
living
agree
in
with that
fear
either.
like that. So let's see
Well,
what time era this one takes place in.
Does it take place in
England.
Japan? No? Okay. Don't care.
Is
I
there,
believe.
has there ever been an Assassin's Creed game set in England?
Yeah,
wait,
Syndicate.
Hold
Syndicate.
on. Again, don't get me wrong, look, music is fine and all, but is this really necessary to do at E3? Again, we...
Wait. Can I play Devil's
Depends on the context.
Yes,
If they want to show the new Assassin's Creed title, I guess it makes sense trying to go with bombastic at the beginning. Yes,
Yeah,
Dad?
I mean, Pedro mentioned it earlier. Nintendo did it with Zelda to introduce Skyward Sword.
yeah,
and
but there was
2016
gameplay with that
Sony,
one.
and 2016 Sony did it with God of War.
This is a thing that sometimes companies do at E3.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm fine with it. Like, it's cool. I love
Have
my
I missed
orchestra
anything?
concerts. So,
Oh, sorry.
That's it,
And
it's
it's
barely
better than
started.
what?
Assassin's Creed Celebration. I forgot though. Maybe it's the anniversary of the franchise. When did the first came out?
Oh,
Maybe
God,
this
let me
is-
check.
maybe this is the
Was it
orchestra that's going to be
2000
scoring the next game.
Was it 2008 or 2009? It's
Shoot,
funny because the only thing that we actually handled for the channel on Assassin's Creed was just the god-awful movie.
As you said, these orchestra
no, you
performances
did-
are always fun.
That's not true. You did Prince of Persia.
Oh, okay. The first one was in 2007, so technically speaking, it's the 22nd anniversary of a
12.
franchise. Sorry, my bad. It's 12.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed since 1997.
I know that time is running a bit weird perception, but not as much.
Hey.
That and that.
Let's be grateful. At least we're getting a proper orchestra, unlike what Square Enix did yesterday.
That
Wait,
and
what did they
sometimes
do?
Oh,
Uh,
that.
The Final Fantasy VII orchestra.
The
Two-thirds
MIDI
of
the MIDI
songs
concert.
were minis.
MIDI, yeah.
Great job. Imagine spending $77+ to travel.
Hey, listen, their orchestras are all on tour right now.
and not to mention, sometimes Teo's mind likes to play tricks. I don't even think that the 90s were 10 years ago.
Don't remind me.
this has happened more than once
next
with
year
you,
the
Teo.
90s are gonna be 30 years old.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up, Deji.
I'm the one who's 31.
2020, the 90s all over again. We're even getting a Space Jam sequel.
I'm 26, so I'm still safe.
I'm
Well,
25,
sorry.
so...
Shiro is like that scene in The Simpsons. It will happen to you.
I'm okay for now.
It happens to all of us at some point. It is inevitable.
I refuse. I refuse.
Gotta love, also, speaking of the medley, gotta love how throughout all these years of the Assassin's Creed, despite Ubisoft trying to reinvent the franchise over and over and doing its best, the more iconic one still remains the Ezio trilogy. And we're showcasing right now because the music, despite having consistent good music, the track that everyone remembers when you talk about Assassin's Creed is Ezio's theme, Venice Rooftops.
With Roger Craig-Smith doing an Italian accent.
Partially. You should actually watch some Let's Plays. It's really interesting in how it's done.
Is it? They're doing a world tour of them.
Let me see. Oh, come on, show me. I want to see if we come in my country.
Oh, so worldwide tour. Huh.
It wasn't on stream long enough for me to...
I'll check later, I guess.
Yeah, more orchestra tours.
Mitsubishi, Place the Arts, Eventum Apollo, San Francisco, Montreal, London, Barcelona, Los Angeles, Vancouver, Toronto, Milan, yes, October 6th.
I'm going to the Eventum Apollo for the Kingdom Hearts orchestra tour.
Anyway, Teo, to answer your question, the first release of Assassin's Creed was in November 13, 2007.
Yeah.
Just give me a new Rayman game, please.
Also, no Aisha Tyler, 0 out of 10 once more.
Well, Aisha Tyler hasn't been there for a couple of years.
Yeah, and that's why all of Ubisoft's conferences have been garbage.
Also, dude, you're in Los Angeles, not Hawaii. Come on, put that shirt away.
That's the thing, Teo.
That shirt isn't colorful enough to you.
It's the John Lasseter syndrome, Teo. For some reason, some Americans love to wear Hawaiian t-shirts all the time. I don't get it.
I don't wear a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Yeah,
that's why I said some, not all of them.
So we've gone from the crowd cheering them after every sentence to them saying,
"No!" Seriously, the Bethesda crowd was so annoying.
Yeah.
So
I love all the memes that have come out of it, though.
So far, the best E3 this year so far has been the PC Gaming Show, which had a good balance between gameplay, cutscenes, thank you very much, a reasonable
and
price,
Epic Storage
and a good installment stuff.
I wasn't a fan of the pacing, though.
Yeah. That's kind of a stigma with PC
Alright,
gaming shows.
Well, still better than limited run games.
Let's see what we
Oh
are
yeah,
about to show
we
us.
have... How was limited
I
run
think
games?
it's a montage at the beginning, yeah.
Well, we know they aren't going to show Beyond Good and Evil 2.
That's what they said in 2017 when they first showed it off.
Well,
Exactly.
Jover, if you want to know what I thought was actually notable from that conference, just scroll up in the chat.
I understand. I'm not expecting them to do the opposite, but anyway, let's see what we start with.
Start with pick.
Oh, Freedom
Yeah,
Planet.
I think it's
Oh, it's Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah. It does take place on London.
Yeah, greatest city in the world.
Except I'm actually interested in this one because of what the train wreck the story is going to be.
Oh boy.
It's interesting because
yes, we can hear and read the subtitles too.
it's interesting because the second game didn't sell well, did it? So
Well, I think that's
didn't.
why this was. But mind you, it was a couple of years ago, so I guess they wanted to wait a bit before doing another one. But Ubisoft loves to serialize now its major franchise, like with Far Cry. For
It must have
example.
done well enough to warrant a third.
Yeah, but just they didn't prioritize that immediately.
Supposedly
Oh,
it underperformed, which is the weird thing.
Alright,
Okay,
let's see how much of scripted this gameplay presentation is.
So yes, folks, welcome to post-Brexit Britain.
Yeah, well, welcome to a very blatant
Report
political
it before
statement.
it's too late.
What's
But-
that?
but
A video
seriously,
game being
but we-
political?
But we don't want to be political.
Here's the problem that I'm not trusting Ubisoft much to do a major political statement to these days, unless it's Michel Ancel.
Let me put it like this.
Because
Ubisoft
the
kind of
Division
sucked
2
at
was
this.
terrible in handling its political messages.
And don't even get me started on
Oh,
Far Cry with
God,
its
don't do it.
politics.
Alicia Payne.
Yeah, so,
Oh, I see. A gimmick in this game is that you can scam people and you can get a bit of their bio.
Well,
you
remember
could do that in the first game.
Well, that's the thing, Dwebs. That's the thing. Like we've discussed before, these games have always kind of been the closest we've ever gotten to a person of interest video game.
Pretty much. Again, the premise is cool enough. You know, it's just that Ubisoft has a strange way to handle this franchise.
I mean, the second game did it well enough.
Yeah, it's the problem was its marketing, sadly. Oh no, police brutality.
But our police aren't that.
Oi, oi, oi! You have a license for beating me.
But Twibs, this is post-Brexit Britain where everything falls apart.
It's time to rise up.
We live in a society. Rise up, kid.
So hold on, Dwebs. You mean to tell? So hold on, Dwebs. You mean to tell
is this
me?
Trafalgar or Piccadilly?
Yes, Pedro?
You mean to tell me, Dwebs and Shiroi, that Stanley Kubrick predicted the future of Britain with Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can choose. So you can press either the give up button or the fuck you button.
Oh, this is Sombra's decoy, basically, all along.
I like the visuals, actually.
Yeah, the game looks fine.
Of course, yes, you can GTA vehicles and all that jazz.
You know, I wouldn't. Yeah, this looks like. I think the Getaway. This is what the Getaway would look like if it were in HD.
And British.
Does Sony even remember about the Getaway?
The Getaway was set in London and was made by British people.
Well, this is even more British looking.
But it's made by a French company.
Go figure.
If I got it. If they make a Watch Dogs 4, that'll be the one set in Paris.
You know, this player is kinda shitty, you know. Getting busted at the beginning, crushing his car and now
he
dying.
died.
I think the gimmick is you can play as anybody you want.
Oh, perma. Oh, so you choose people from the Resistance.
Yeah, that's why they say play as any NPC.
So I wonder, there's no real protagonist?
Well, yeah, I mean, apparently you play as the NPCs.
Oh my god, you can play as a granny.
Wow. Lovely evening, isn't it? Oh, gotta feed the birds, toppings of bed.
In true British tradition, old ladies are resistant as all hell and will pester you to death.
Is this Watch Dogs or Saints Row?
Well,
Boxes slowly.
Wow. Okay.
Well, what do you expect? She's a granny.
Grandma Simulator. This is beautiful.
For comparison, Mindjack treats all its NPCs the same, so you get situations where a 10-year-old girl pulls a shotgun up her ass as soon as she gets Mindjacked.
So
Okay.
I guess Albion is the evil group name of this game.
Are
So,
we using In the Hall of a Mountain King as a theme?
okay. So this is basically a game where you can play as even a badass grandmother. Okay, not gonna lie.
Although apparently if a character dies, it means they are dead permanently.
Well, it makes sense.
Oh god, that is so awesome looking. Spiders, a mechanical version of spiders.
Basically.
Definitely getting the vibe of a classic Ubisoft
So,
story.
hey, Deji.
Oh my god, she's dressed like Hunk. Well, with the mask.
Deji, we finally get to play a video game starring the old lady from the first episode of 80s TV.
God damn it.
Okay.
That's right.
Why couldn't all the trailer be about like this?
Look, she's not firing a bazooka.
Wait. Oh my god, I just realized.
Naomi.
This is the perfect foundation for an Aunt May game.
Alright, so now we're in Camden Market.
Camden Black Market, you mean?
Okay, not gonna lie. This looks more fun than any of the Watch
It has more
Dogs
potential in a
predecessors.
sense that it allows an almost endless type of, mission types and different protagonists to use, especially if they have a sort of preset customization and they randomly generate them, potentially.
You know what would be cool?
Shadow Mordor approved the Shadow Mordor games at Warner Bros. Proved that you can actually randomly generate an almost infinite number combination of types of player character, given the mindset. So there is potential on that. Yes, that.
No.
Again. I'll just say
And now you could ride the security drone.
Why not?
You can't
This game
even
was weird.
You can't even do that in Spider-Man PS4. Though.
This game is weird, but weird in a good way.
It's the Ubisoft kind of weird. I actually do get reminded of
Again,
stuff. Yes.
I have to give them kudos. They're actually making Watch Dogs of all
So I
things
wonder
interesting.
who's doing this? Montreal, maybe? Maybe they're sorry. Maybe they're saying to do this instead of the yearly Assassin's Creed title.
Have they announced Assassin's Creed for this year?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Like I mentioned,
it's on screen right now.
Like I mentioned, well, remember, Watch Dogs technically is in the same continuity for some reason.
I know, right?
Remember, it's not just a simple Easter egg. A plot point from Assassin's Creed 4, I think, gets concluded in the first Watch Dogs. Not even joking.
But you see, Theo, it's the Ubisoft game universe.
I would love that, but they don't look like they care. It's like we want to take one step and then get back immediately.
How about this? It's sort
I'm all
of...
for crossover and connecting everything, but you know, it needs to work.
It's in the same world in the sense that the Netflix MCU series are in the same universe as the MCU movies. Yeah, they're technically in there, but doesn't really count.
They're barely referenced.
Exactly. But yeah, again, I'm liking the different gameplay styles that different characters look like they can have. And
Not
hey,
just that, also the different type of mission, like combining the two things together, you really do get a different type of numbers. Sure, the types of mission will probably be, you know, limited in a sense. Rescue the hostage, protect the convoy, stop the convoy, hail the alignment, make a message, stuff like that.
What are we looking at now?
Still
Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs.
Okay.
But combine this with the type of character which may have Man approves this game too. Which may have even if they don't have a super characterization, they have just enough in their bios to make you understand and feel a bit about them. Like for example, Naomi, this girl, they mentioned what the stakes are for her, for example, or the grandma too. Or the guy at the beginning, so even if it doesn't need to be super deep at the same time, it gives just the basics with you.
Also, it looks like it has some of the most best-paced and well-engaging gameplay of the
I
franchise.
think the strength is that it ditches the while it has bullshit.
Oh snap!
While it has the a dark. God save the Queen. While it has the dark premise, the actual structure of the game feels like an arcade one, a more, you know, elastic.
Also, is that Chelsea shirt? Yeah.
It also feels like, you know, it's good that this game is not taking itself too seriously.
One at a time.
So basically, you're in the game.
Together?
Yes.
Well,
in London. So.
I think it's a double thing. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but knows when to do that. Like, remember, your character can still perma-die, and there is oppression over the place. I was seriously fearing that the game would be too hard, hence my statement about the political message, but if they know what to do, they can make this work.
I think what's also interesting is you being able to choose to surrender or keep on going. Like, I wonder if
he was sitting there all night. Okay.
It would seem so.
That you don't know much about the British people getting plastered at
pubs.
bars.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Like, I'm not British, and even I know that.
Okay. One thing I noticed though is like, well, you have the option to surrender. How much you want to bet that if you choose to surrender, your character... Yeah, of course. No surprise there. How much you want to bet that if you choose to surrender, maybe your player joins the regime or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, and another one needs to potentially fight him. Ubisoft did try a concept like that with Zombie.
Whoa, that's a lot.
If your character died, it became a powerful legion.
Not gonna lie, that's a lot of... Okay, that was a pretty good game to open up on.
Yeah, also, like, premise aside, since that was my main interest, it actually does look genuinely fun, and if there's different character perspectives, that's another plus for me, honestly.
Especially if all those characters get different campaigns.
Props to Ubisoft, but in around 5 years, finally getting what this franchise needs
Ubisoft
to...
Toronto, there you go. So it's made by Canadians.
Oh my god, oh my god. You know,
What is Toronto doing?
you know what's sad, guys? If this game actually gives all those different characters something of a different narrative here and there, this may actually do Detroit's job better than Detroit Become Human.
Oh my god.
Like that's hard to.
But Pedro,
I
again.
can't believe that.
Again,
I can
Pedro.
believe that too, considering, you know, the current British climate.
Well, the only thing about Ubisoft that confuses me a little bit is that they're consistent with the names of their individual developer group, Ubisoft Shanghai, Ubisoft Paris, Ubisoft whatever. But some of them aren't. Sometimes they just leave their regular names. Like there's one called Reflection.
Ah, okay. Toronto was founded in 2009 and has done some supporting works in the first couple of years. They started making games with Splinter Cell Blacklist, mainly Assassin's Creed Unity, Far Cry 4, Rainbow Six Siege, Far Cry Primal, Watch Dogs 2, For Honor, Far Cry 5, and more recently Starlink. Not the Switch version, though, apparently. And now we're doing this.
Are the heroes of our game.
So, yeah, basically you have to go for London the way it is.
It wasn't already?
But the real question is, will football still be present?
I hope so.
What if it's not, though?
I mean, there are some individual places in London that are really nice to visit, but the overall city itself is wretched. There's all these car accidents, and then there's all the confusion about where to go and everything.
See, that's the thing, like, there's a lot of cool things to do in London, but every time I go there, I'm reminded why I don't go there.
Let me guess, crime runs rampant everywhere.
Find them.
Let's just say I hate people, and I'll leave it.
Again, Jova, it's the future of Clockwork Orange. It's Clockwork Orange finally.
And leave it to Brexit to bring about that.
Brexit
future.
was a mistake.
So,
it's nothing but trash.
20 years after Stanley Kubrick's passing, his vision came to life.
But yeah.
Have you actually seen Clockwork Orange?
No. I know what it is. I mean, it's
I need to show you that movie someday. Every Brit needs to watch that.
Whoever you want to
And
be.
it's made by an American, ironically enough.
You want to make a team of classic British
British spies.
Well, an American that lived a long time in London, and he loved living there.
Yeah, honestly, we've seen plenty of films, an American making a British
film,
a British making an American-born film.
But no, this was back in the 70s, sure, though.
I don't know what London was like in the 70s, so fair enough.
With the lads in the...
He lived in the UK until his death in 1999.
Anyway.
Look at them squatters.
Can I play as a policeman and turn them into a corrupt one?
God damn it, Dwibs.
Why? Dwibs. But Dwibs, why do you want to make your own country corrupt?
Oh god, that guy's having an Abstergo shirt.
But Dwibs, isn't that corrupt?
I hate the politicians.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Ubisoft, you made me hype for a Watch Dogs game. That is...
So, mission accomplished, I guess.
It only took...
Alright, now that we've accomplished our mission, that's our conference for today. Good night.
Wow.
Good night.
They blow up the...
Or is this Division 2?
Wait. So, developers from Toronto had a bit where they blew up the Canadian embassy.
Sure, why not?
99% of this can't be wrong.
So yeah.
Wait,
They've all got a bit shit, that's an understatement.
Democracy is dying!
Rise up, basically.
And we have pig masks. Like Saw?
Where do we start?
It's like Hotline Miami.
I am tempted to play this...
Hotline London.
Again, I'm tempted to dedicate a campaign to this game just playing as the granny.
Ex-spy.
Something tells me Jova that as Ilario said she is...
No, that's just his occupation.
She'll probably be tougher to play as.
Robotics expert.
She will not be able to go up that far.
Well, you never know, Tio, you never know. I mean, look, it's a game that has robotic spiders and everything.
Maybe she's the final boss. What's next? Die Hard, man? Oh, wait.
You know, again, they showed us a lot of this game, and I'm okay with it.
There she is.
An innocent granny. Wait, did you press the button and get...
Oh, snap. Retired assassin. Okay.
Oh, no.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Granny's fucking hit.
Okay, best character.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
he's so
Tio,
sad.
I think she'll find a way to get up there. I think she'll find a way.
Football was there for a bit.
What is with the UK basically raising women to be so strong in their old age?
Yeah.
Because our old women are...
Because life is ride or die.
I mean, hey, their queen is an old woman, so might as well be that.
Man, it took 25, the first 25.
Hey, guys. What if you can recruit the Queen of England?
Sure, why not?
Nah.
Come on. You got corgis
So,
to
do we
use.
even have a
March
lottery?
6, 2020.
Oh, next year. Sure, why not?
Also, Dwibs, when it came to the vocal song earlier, I just have to
and it
laugh.
comes out 3 days after Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oops.
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 Oh, that'll be
It's coming out to Xbox One and PC, so I'll do well.
Wait. Hold on.
Dwibs, why wasn't the song they were playing earlier I Predict a Riot?
Is that a beat?
Yeah. I couldn't really hear the song, Shiri, but if it was, that'd be awesome.
It wasn't. It's like, but that's usually the song I expect from this kind of thing with the UK.
Alright.
Predict a Riot.
This guy
Rob
goes to the gym.
McElhenney.
I don't know who he is.
Probably some guy who does TV stuff in the States, I don't know.
I am here today because I love games. And I wanted to
Yes,
express that
you
love.
love games. We love games.
But what is this thing he's on about?
More importantly, the people who create those games and the
Oh, it was a cameo in the last season of Game of Thrones. Bad career choice, mate.
Hey guys, hello. I was on Game of Thrones for the record, so please pay attention to what I'm saying.
I was on Game of Thrones. I am terribly sorry for that banana.
Honestly, I'm not
Wait,
seeing
is he Jon Snow?
No.
No, he was only in the last season, apparently.
One episode.
In the last season. The worst
But again, I'm
season
not
of
seeing any substantial roles in his career. Mostly the best one are in television, single episodes, say Law and Order or ER.
Mythic Quest.
Oh, actually, apparently he's one of the characters of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No, is this
Wait, is he
Mythic Quest
Charlie?
Ravens
No, it's Ronald McDonald.
I wonder. Okay.
Mythic Quest, the Raven's Banquet. Oh, that's because Mythic Quest is actually a TV series, an upcoming TV series. So I'm guessing they're doing a tie-in video game.
Please
And he's
be
part
good,
of
I
it.
guess.
Sure, I guess.
Please laugh.
Ian Grimm.
Wow, if ever I've heard nervous laughter from a crowd, that was it right there.
I wonder, Java, do you think they're gonna show off that pirate game
Skull and Bones?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't
Like
know.
it's been
No, actually they released a statement that up along with the delay, Skull and Bones is not being shown here.
Which baffles me to no end. Like, you're gonna delay it, sure, but to not even show anything of it, that seems weird. You better not cancel it, Ubisoft.
Maybe the news.
Wasn't there a game that was rumored to be cancelled that they were developing?
I forget what it was called.
So without further ado, here is a brief look into our upcoming TV
Wait.
series.
Wow, a TV series at a games conference on an Apple device. That is,
AKA, this is giving me flashbacks to the 2014 Xbox One review.
Okay.
TV.
Okay, why is this showing up at Ubisoft's conference, though?
They're publishing it?
TV,
How?
sports.
Ubisoft, did you not get
and cars,
the
don't
memo?
forget cars.
Yeah, Ubisoft, you just had a good opener with Watch Dogs of all things. Don't ruin it, please. Highest grossing games of all time. Yes.
Mine, graphically, it doesn't look too bad.
That's fine, yeah. It looks like it could be a fun game to play, but apparently it's a TV series?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, as a game, it looks like it could be interesting, but as a TV series, it looks...
Also, that feels.
Maybe this is gonna be like Quantum Break, where both the game and the TV show are gonna be connected.
I guess. Mind you, the Mythic Quest TV series.
Okay, which Avatar? Last Airbender or James Cameron? Because no one talks about James Cameron.
Spielberg, Lucas, Cameron.
Why are we bringing
Yeah,
those
I'm
guys
pretty sure
up?
that trio will appeal to Pete.
Mind you, apparently the Mythic Quest TV series is apparently to be produced for Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay, it's a comedy skit.
It's a comedy TV series apparently. So it's not even for Netflix or Hulu or HBO. No, it's for Apple TV Plus.
Is that their Netflix competitor?
I guess.
Because people own that, right?
But baby, it has to be for competition.
I guess. Not feeling it, Chief.
Yeah. Like I said, look, okay.
But Teo, after Spielberg and Lucas and Cameron, now there is...
Next!
Wait, is it Splinter Cell? Oh, Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six Siege again.
Immediately after the show.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Is this really necessary?
Wait, so we're having a commercial break?
Makes sense. Remember, Pedro, Ubisoft is partially a part of the shareholders, or Ubisoft is Vivendi, a company so infamous for trying to make everything advertiser, in a way.
Yes. So are we gonna comment it on this as well, or shall we?
We'll just stick to us.
Yeah, it's part of the conference deal. It's just a small break, so.
Okay.
I'm still baffled, but Rainbow Six Siege is still alive.
Was it really necessary to have a break dedicated to this?
I think it's it's the next update for Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege, alright.
It's fine, it's just that, I don't know, like, personally, obviously, it doesn't attract me, but I'm more baffled about how it still manages to see competitive play to this day, despite the fact that it doesn't offer too much different when your average team player, team player raid FPS.
You look like Gary Oldman there, bearded guy, for a second.
Oh, that mustache guy looks a lot like Gary Oldman.
I mean, most of the charm in Rainbow Six Siege is the banter between your characters and the operators, which Ubisoft constantly add new ones, each with their own personalities and everything. So there is, a bit there.
I mean, it helps things to not get stale.
And I guess it's better like this when having, more newly yearly release year after year.
A lot of people have been wondering why EA don't do that with their games.
Dweebs, you're right. A Rainbow Six Siege
production.
Colin McKinley. Who?
Warden.
I think I heard him.
Some of the people in Clutch Royale.
Oh what? God, it's a battle royale mode, isn't it?
What is that? What does Clutch Royale mean?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's a battle royale mode.
It looked like a 007 opening sequence.
Oh, that's it. Next.
What is this?
Here.
Oh,
no.
Wait, is this Brawlhalla?
It looks yeah, it's is it with the UbiArt engine?
Wait, Adventure Time? What?
An Adventure Time game.
Well, Ubisoft did the previous ones, I think, so...
Want to choose a different character? Yeah, I choose me.
Okay, so is this a continuation?
Dweebs, without spoiling, the TV shows blended pretty conclusively.
Now, can I just say something? Finn and Jake are in the game with Rayman and Shovel Knight.
Wait.
Oh,
so
because they're gonna be in Brawlhalla.
Oh, it's Brawlhalla.
Oh, so I was right. This is Brawlhalla.
They literally just said Brawlhalla.
What's Brawlhalla?
It's Smash Brothers.
But with basically an indies, after the cancellation of Project M, a lot of indie Smash games actually popped up, surprisingly.
So they needed a little ground of their own to fight, so...
Freeport, new stage.
It's like they went to Smash Brothers. They're like, sorry, your name's not down yet.
So this is what the VR engine is being used for?
Actually, I'm not sure if it's done with your VR engine, Benny. Let me try. I'm gonna check in the meantime.
Fuck it, we'll make our own fight tournament.
With Blackjack and Hookers. Well, it kind of makes sense. Jake is voiced by John DiMaggio, so...
Available today.
I don't know how to feel about some of those sound alikes.
You know, they've only announced one new game right now.
Yeah.
And it's been over 30 minutes.
I don't get why it's tied to Ubisoft. Ah, because Ubisoft has the licensed property for the Adventure Time games.
X.
What is
Stop
this?
going into holes, it's weird.
Ew.
Hello?
I swear that guy's face looks...
Wait, is that the guy who plays the Punisher in the MCU series?
It is.
And time for a bathroom break again.
He's also the guy that was in, he was also in The Walking Dead.
Holy cow, what's Frank Castle doing here? Oh, of course, it's for Ghost Recon, isn't it?
Either Ghost Recon or a new Far Cry. No, Far Cry, we just got a new title recently. What am I talking about?
Remind me, has Ghost Recon come out already?
Ghost Recon. Well, Ghost Recon, where was Ghost Recon Wildlands? I think 1 year or 2 years ago. Maybe it's an expansion.
So it's just a prequel for Punisher then. That's my head.
Sure, why not?
That is so prequel. I mean, those guys, his family will know who he is, so everyone's going to be gunning for them, trying to get to him.
Right now.
I mean, why not? But he's out of work for a bit because the
lip sync is a bit weird, though. I mean, saying.
Is it not just because of the streamer?
I know, probably possible.
We can't rule it out. It's not definite. Yeah, I thought he looked familiar.
So, yeah, I think like Deads has said, though, we've only gotten one new game announced at E3.
Well, maybe this is the second one. It's just that we knew this was coming. We knew that Ubisoft was about to go into another, phase through Tom Clancy titles.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the actor and all, but it looks like he's just giving off a generic, oh, your wife's about to be hell! Soldiers, get ready for the worst of humanity and all that.
Yeah, it's probably Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, there we go. Great point. There you go, new title.
So, sequel or an expansion?
I think it's a sequel. Usually when they change the title like that, otherwise it will never.
Oh, a dog.
Why is there a dog on stage?
Why?
What's going on, everybody?
I don't get it.
Hey, I'm John.
Is the dog the new mascot or something?
Thank you for
A naughty dog. It's like the dog is like, okay, I'm a dog. What do you want me to do?
Oh, it must be John Bernthal.
Yeah,
Aww, doggo.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the dog because before you have to train him to resist through all the crowds and the flashes.
Oh, why is there a dog there?
I guess the actor
maybe
the actor that he was.
Oh, he's just.
He's very shy.
He's had enough.
Hey, okay.
Like, okay, you don't have to pay me too much to be here. Bring my pet dog with me.
Okay. You know what was a missed opportunity? Having Keanu Reeves come on stage with the dog.
So technically, we want advertising John Wick.
Yeah, they could come in with the dog from the first movie, I guess.
But he's dead.
Well, you know what I mean, like the same.
He lives on in the hearts of the fans or something.
And the hearts that were
And
stopped by
Keanu's vengeful self.
Oh
Yes.
God, yes.
An entire army.
Oh, that dog is so cute. Oh right, there's a game.
What a generic team name, the Wolves.
The dog wakes up for the cheering.
Do they even look like?
My guess, the dog is there to try to distract you from how unimpressive the game looks.
Yeah, not gonna lie, this game is.
The game is okay, but here, have a free doggo with every pre-order.
The CGI trailers, unfortunately, was very static. Hopefully, we're about to show gameplay footage because for the CGI trailer, we did not show much. It was just, the character doing the speech.
Oh yeah.
Your doggy's now in the mail.
Okay.
And now the dog's just gonna be staying
oh
there
my God.
The dog's going to be staying there for the rest of the session.
Guys, do you think they're going to do the Call of Duty routine again and have motion captured dogs in this game, and that's why they brought the dog on stage?
Well, the technology has evolved technically, so who knows?
But, I mean, Joe, just because Lightning returns and a bad dog doesn't mean all games are going to have a bad dog.
So,
see, this is what I'm more and more talking about. A CGI trailer that, yes, it is a CGI trailer, but shows gameplay element. They're supposed to be structured for the game.
I guess this is another new game. The issue is that, is it just me or are Tom Clancy games seriously becoming a bit samey, especially since, you know, Tom Clancy's...
Yeah, you have to remember, Joe, Watch Dogs also started as a Tom Clancy game. It just lost the label.
Joe, but that's been a thing for years now.
And again, why?
Okay, the sad thing is that Tom Clancy is dead now.
Exactly. Why are they still using his name?
Maybe because there's a state
brand recognition.
Yeah, possible.
Well, I'm sorry.
Plus, I mean, if the family, the only people that can stop them using the Tom Clancy name are either themselves or the Tom Clancy estate.
Heck, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Everyone at this point knows it's not gonna be truly a Tom Clancy game because Tom Clancy is dead. It's not necessarily based off of his works either. So, what is the point? Especially when a lot of the consumers have.
Don't you mean what's the break point?
I'm guessing Drovate's also.
Well done. Well done.
Can I have a cookie?
No.
Sure. Give me your phone number. And
hello? Who are you?
What do we have now?
You should no, okay, I don't care.
Oh man, I do miss Aisha Tyler for these.
Laura Cordy, community developer, Ubisoft
Paris.
On Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint.
Oh, they're still talking about Ghost Recon.
I mean, for those who are a fan of these kinds of games, more power to you.
I'm actually interested in another thing. Why is that guy in the audience? They cut away.
He's not the same guy that kept yelling.
There was an Asian guy in the audience who had a weird hat on him. Let me see if
it was a tease for the new Rayman game, but they realized get him out of here before he ruins everything.
Wake me up before you go.
They're pulling a Nintendo, but in public.
With how we engage with
Just gonna leak the thing, so they ordered them out the building.
And unfortunately, the Ubisoft drones have taken Pedro. Please hold.
Oh dear.
Express and share your passion.
Speaking of drones, woman, you're speaking a bit robotically. Delta Oh, goody! An expansion for Ghost Recon.
From cosplay to streaming,
community program?
Apply now. Basically, I guess create your own team's emblem, stuff like that.
I know what I can name my team. Team Dog, Wolf, Lion, Tiger. There. I've made
so brilliant.
I've made the
You're a
most
genius,
generic
Woods.
I've made the most generic army name in the history of generic army names.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just I cannot bring myself to care about this game because Ubisoft haven't really done anything to make it worth caring about.
Honestly, Joe, I think the only thing they'll make you care about is
okay. Who is that? Is this guy?
Where's Yves?
So let's see. So no Beyond Good and Evil 2, no Skull and Bones. What do they expect to entertain us with?
Just Dance!
No, please.
Don't stop me. Now having a good time.
Noureddin Aboud.
From Ubisoft Paris. Oh, the home studio.
The big dogs.
The best experience out there.
We are ghosts and behind enemy lines. Oh, you
are
we
ghosts. Still talking about Ghost Recon?
Watchers, we're strangers.
Why are they editing the footage on it?
because it's like Apocalypse Now. It's like it trains to be, you know, war is bad, and we're the scars of war are, you know, tearing through our
minds. I mean that'd be a good idea for a potential Apocalypse Now video game.
Hey, Dad.
That's the thing, Waves. Apocalypse Now doesn't feed itself to as a. It kind of baits you into a more traditional war action movie at the beginning.
Okay, I get the feeling that
it slowly changes to something else.
Okay, I get the feeling that maybe all this stuff was supposed to be announced by one person. But they noticed how robotic that woman was, so...
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean...
Wait on September 5th.
Hey, Dej.
Okay.
Dej?
I think...
Okay, so Dej, would you say that all this time spent on Ghost Recon has been worth it?
And many surprises.
Well, they spent more. Honestly, they spent.
Fans,
honestly, they spent. Honestly, they spent more time on Watch Dogs 3 than they have this.
Yeah. I mean, even still, though.
Oh, it was a rabbit hat.
Like this one.
I think the issue.
Oh yes, what you're saying, King Mario plus for rabbits too.
Honestly, I'll take that. Wait, what?
Wait,
Terminator? Jesus Christ! What?
Yeah, how many games is Terminator gonna be in this year?
He's kind of been like the mascot of E3 this year.
So wait, we're having like as a guest.
Mortal Kombat 11.
That is not confirmed yet.
Terminator in Ghost Recon.
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, what'd you say?
The Terminator is not confirmed yet. Remember,
people data mine the Switch
version. That's the problem. The combat pack is only 2 spots left, and one is Ash Williams. The problem is that the data mine has an extra spot that is not confirmed or deconfirmed yet. But anyway, I'll tell you more later.
It was Terminator
mobile dropped.
Okay, I mean,
what is it though exactly?
Okay, so far the best thing about this game.
Is it based on the Division?
Oh dear, please no.
Yeah, I can see Sam Fisher there too.
Oh my God, it's the Division.
Is this the Ubisoft crossover I always wanted, just in the worst form possible?
Why would that not surprise me?
Rainbow Six? Oh, it's a crossover between the Tom Clancy IPs.
Oh joy!
What is it?
There you go.
Super
you get
Clancy
all of your Tom Clancy now.
Just call it Super Clancy Brothers.
Possible. And this one, I think it's from Rainbow Six, Rainbow Six, okay? How do you integrate something like Tom Clancy's Hawks? And Sam Fisher, of course, because I need the poster boy.
I mean... Okay.
Never mind the fact that Sam Fisher is all about stealth and not combat, whatever.
Here's a question. Why couldn't this just be its own full proper console game if, people are supposedly demanding this crossover?
Because this is... Jova, this is console...
to make.
No, Jova, this is a console quality game. They always advertise like the Tales of mobile game, even though every single one of them failed.
You also unlock exclusive...
Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next!
I think we're about to get Just Dance.
Let's see who's gonna be the musical offer this time, and what'll be the song?
10 years. 10.
I mean, if nothing else, it's not boring to watch these things.
Wait, are they literally giving us a music video this time?
Is the video gonna get copyright strike because of this?
Oh no, we'll have to mute this portion.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
We'll have to edit out this bit and just say, Just Dance 2020 was advertised, but the cards.
Wait. They're in a locker room.
Yeah, basically this is the 10th anniversary, I guess, of Just Dance, wearing a montage.
Oh boy, Also, guys,
I wish I could get the Japanese version though, because that actually has songs I like.
Also, guys, don't worry about copyright stuff. Like, we've done this like at least 5 times now, and none of our Ubisoft E3s have ever gotten copyright struck.
Great speech, mate.
So basically, guys, get ready because they got something special planned, I'm guessing, this year for Just Dance.
This is like a pep talk you'd see in one of those Disney Channel movies.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Here we go.
Here's my question, though. Why dedicate this much time to a presentation of Just Dance of all things?
It's an anniversary,
because
Jova,
people still buy it, Jova.
Also, Jova, first it's an anniversary, second, also what Deji said, they're still producing this for
the Wii of all consoles.
Yeah, 2 generations of before.
Oh, no. I absolutely get that, but does it really need... Okay, to be fair, anniversary-wise, okay, sure, I get them giving...
Oh, here's the Panda. I missed him.
Panda?
He's kind of a staple at this point. But, Jova,
Was that the same Panda that cost the WWF the rights to use the
I don't know. Also, Jova, it's similar to the Master System. You underestimate the power.
Wait, why are you getting K-pop in this?
What's Black?
Yes, you're right. They brought K-pop into it. Just
oh my days, and I hate this song.
Oh, K-pop, bro.
So it's the one song you hate.
They're putting K-pop in Just Dance.
I have to agree with Dead.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, K-pop was never good to begin with.
K-pop's never been my
Hey, I'll fight you on that one.
Yeah, okay.
Ladies, you want to settle this out later on. For the time being, let me just say this to Java.
Yes. Now I've got...
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my!
You started so well.
Biddy.
Okay, guys.
John, let me finish this first. You underestimate the power of Brazil and basically South America.
Yes.
They buy Just Dance like it's hot candy.
Oh, don't get me on! Don't get me on! Don't get me on!
Look, it even says it's on the week.
There we go.
Yep. Oh, goody! It's on Google Stadia. Just what I wanted.
Gotta love that it's on the Wii, but not the Wii U.
Yeah, I get the feeling that every time, you know, when Nintendo gets their cut of the profit from games released on their systems, every time they check their bank statements, they're like, "Wait, Wii profits?"
That's the thing. That's the thing, Dweebs. Nintendo has done this has been done in such a way. Between this, for example, and traders getting millions of views, Nintendo can recoup stuff from like simple ad revenue. Well, yeah.
Well, Joey, you see.
Yeah, you're Jesus Christ, Joey. You are so.
For Honor presents a new limited time in-game event.
Also,
how was For Honor?
Also, Ditch, just because I complain about it doesn't mean that I wasn't expecting something. Wait, limited time.
You know what? I think you just like to complain for the sake of complaining sometimes.
Nah. I'm not Twitter.
Fight.
I mean, look. Honestly, Ditch, for as much as I may joke about it, I was just expecting something longer. I mean, it feels so weird. Like, why would you have something building up to your big dance-off, only to have it be short?
There already is the Japanese faction. Oh, I'm guessing since it's an event, it's like a raid boss or something.
Maybe it's
yokai. Was it Final Fantasy 14?
Well, no, Dreams. Given games that are not explicitly MMOs but still offer multiplayer or co-op events, kinda have events similar to this. For example, Man vs. Machine in Team Fortress 2.
Okay, if there is one thing that I will say I think what makes this better conference so far than, say, Bethesda.
Dreams, another thing. Try to pronounce Bethesda right without the other D.
I'm finished yet.
And I wasn't really against your argument, I was just saying that you need to pronounce the name better.
Well, but Bethy then. One thing they do better than Bethy at least is that I think Ubisoft have the capability of making even their most generic stuff at least look a little bit exciting. Whereas with Bethesda, it was just stuff. Doom or that new Tokyo game.
Yo!
And she's brought a curse.
For Honor, Shadows of
the Hitokiri.
It looks interesting, but it's a limited time event, so
Until June 27.
Did anyone ever see like the rabbit April Fool's prank for Honor?
I did. Actually, I did. What's this?
Oh, yellow Ubisoft logo.
Oh?
Okay, what's this here?
If we can keep we can keep the shot for more than.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sign of all. It's the sound of all your favorite Ubisoft franchises flatlining.
Poor Tio. Oh, he just wants to listen to me.
Is it? No, no, it can't be that.
I'm used to it. Maybe it's a sequel to the zombie game that was first on Wii U.
Zombie
2, I guess.
But I thought those games didn't do all that well.
Well, that hasn't stopped Ubisoft in the past, remember.
Well, let's not forget, Dwibs, Watch Dogs 2 didn't do so well, and now we've got a Watch Dogs 3.
Ubisoft have some sort of second chance policy.
Well,
yeah,
okay. They seem to have one nowadays. They didn't back in the day.
Games that don't necessarily do all that well are given a second shot, but they have to wait a few years at least.
Okay.
Rainbow Six Quarantine.
Okay, a new Tom Clancy game.
Early 20.
Another Rainbow Six game.
What is it with 3 players? Can't be 4.
Yeah, I just realized.
If there's one thing that I actually complain.
Coming to Wii U and Switch.
It is coming to the Switch.
I did notice, but it wasn't still on the Wii U.
Yeah, it's not coming to the Wii U, but it is coming to the Switch and the Wii.
Bio Jade Adam Granger, Jesus.
Also, more Rainbow Six stuff. I mean, look, Rainbow Six is nice, but
yeah, if there's one thing that I can notice is that aside from the Brawlhalla cameo on Adventure Time, we have talked basically about Tom Clancy games so far. Like you mentioned, also Watch Dogs was part of it. Well, okay, the For Honor event, I could concede that.
Well, Watch Dogs doesn't have the name Tom Clancy in it.
Well, that's the thing though, Gribbs. It still started off as Tom Clancy.
It was part of it still.
But did it get released as a Tom Clancy game?
That's kind of irrelevant to the point. The point is like, well, there's a bit of oversaturation in the E3 so far.
Two games?
3 technically.
Actually, 4 with this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if Nintendo had just mainly Mario, Zelda,
I think I get it. It's the zombie apocalypse expansion, like Call of Duty.
Okay. Can I ask, what is it with FPSs having this obsession with zombies? Like, there was Call of Duty on Titanic, which had zombies in it. There was also that zombie event in that other game. Battlefield did it with zombies, and now Rainbow Six is doing zombies.
I'm surprised Star Wars hasn't done it with zombies, or at least the zombie equivalent.
Star Wars doesn't really have a first-person shooter game.
Oh, what is this now?
Something new, I hope?
You sure it's not a video?
Oh, The Division 2. Another Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy! Okay.
I get the feeling you don't like Tom Clancy that much.
No, Dwibs.
Oh, great. We also need to see random streamers trying to fake their emotions.
Okay, Dwibs. Okay, Dwibs, I've literally stated it before.
Yeah.
Dwibs, I've literally stated it countless times. It's not Tom Clancy I hate. Tom Clancy's a pretty good guy when he was alive. It's just the oversaturation.
Red October is actually a very good movie. You should watch it.
I've seen it actually.
Yeah,
is that the one with Sean Connery?
Yes.
You started so well, but now you're just flooding us with Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah, like, let me put it like this. Even if these games are good, this is an oversaturation.
Why is there a shirt made the skull with cats?
Also,
I've seen that shirt.
I don't understand you.
Also, seriously, Division 2, the game that got hyped just like its predecessor and just like its predecessor, underperformed. Like, nobody really cared.
All the unnecessary controversy due to developers' PR incompetence.
Like, Ubisoft, can we move on to greener pastures, something newer?
I don't know.
Sorry, Libza?
What's that little group of people with the
Yeah, I noticed that before too. There's one with the rabbit. I'm thinking that they're like the guys that need to, the queue guys that needs to, for the others to clap.
Yeah. Hello, we're the orange.
It's kind of fast, though, only more subtle, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
If this shirt was a little more subtle, I would have bought it when I saw it.
Plus the clapping is at least more dignified than jumping up.
It's about organizing your crowd instead of having to yell at everything. You hype!
I guess Ubisoft must have told them, okay, guys, we appreciate the enthusiasm, but please don't go overboard. You don't like that guy.
But an entire nation.
Have you seen that one, Joe? Oh, you were in that with us, weren't you?
Yes, he was.
Well, that conference was so memorable, I can't even remember who was in it from us.
So, yeah, guys, Division 2,
Free to play for 3 days.
And I cannot care less.
Only 3 days? There wasn't enough time off work to play for.
It's the trial mode, basically, to try to invite new players into it.
No, Dreams has a good point. 3 days is such a short...
Effects like that in trailers, I do appreciate. The ones that do a forward shot, keep changing perspective, it still looks seamless to the people standing there. Although I guess it's easier to do when it's computer modeled. I think it's more impressive when you do it with an actual person there.
Okay, not gonna lie. If Bethesda's 2019 E3 weren't a thing, this would be currently polling for the worst E3 in my book so far. I said so far. Dwibs. Don't assume. I said so far.
I'm not letting people speak their mind instead of interrupting them.
Yeah.
I was gonna have my opinion.
Well, yeah, but let me finish mine.
Sorry, I didn't know you were. I thought you'd finished already.
A place called Kenley College.
Anyway, I'm just saying it's like, well, just going off of what we've seen so far, this is so far my second least favorite E3 so far. And not
another thing I'm not really,
and not just because it's Tom Clancy. Again, if it's a good Tom Clancy game, sure, but they're Tom Clancy games that are rather samey. Like again, now Watch Dogs, that came from Tom Clancy roots, but that actually looks rather unique. Let's not forget, some of these games aren't even new, even.
Another thing, one thing I will say that I'm not really a big fan of these kind of signs where you have to like tilt your head to read what it says,
So I'm not sure what it tries to represent, like a book cover maybe, but anyway, it also denotes that inconsistent in pacing. Compare this, for example, to last year, where you had Grand Kirkhope and an orchestra. It's basically having a Donkey Kong medley in order to promote the DLC of it. And instead, now you have basically all this gritty stuff because the only levity we had was that small episode about Adventure Time. Mind you, I'm still on the opinion that there may be one or two surprises near the end. But I can also understand where Joe is coming from.
Let me put it like this. The fact that they've already told us that we won't even getting to see more of Skull and Bones or Beyond Good and Evil 2 already made it an uphill battle.
I mean, I kind of lost all hope at this point, at least for the time being, of a revival of Prince of Persia.
Hang on. Massive! Sorry, every time I see the word massive, I keep wanting to say it like that.
Okay, maybe this will be something different.
Actually, hold on. Seagull.
Is this set on an abandoned beach?
Truly the vermin of planet Earth.
Oh god, is it another Tom Clancy game?
No, I think it's the trailer that they teased, the expansion for the Division 2. They were talking about it through episodic nature.
Okay, yeah, episode 3, I guess.
Warm.
What does someone say Inception?
Well, that's what the... Oh, it's Coney Island.
Yeah, it's in New York.
The trailer music is doing the Inception thing.
Okay, that's a bit interesting because the first is set in New York, I think, so...
It's a sequel?
No, in a sense that we're visiting, ground, normal ground, which gives an excuse to the player, to the developers in return to, recycle some assets.
Starring Jessica Chastain.
I'm still more focused on
a movie. Oh, goody, a movie.
I'm proud to announce that
Oh, great! Because as we all know, the last Ubisoft involved movie was so good.
Not just that, of all the Ubisoft property to get a movie is The Division.
Again, nobody even really likes The Division.
Why not a movie
that
about
much?
Watch Dogs? Honestly, that has more potential for wacky shit.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I won't deny Division. The Division does have some fans, but it's not like this uber crazy success like Assassin's Creed to demand a movie.
Uno. There was Uno in the background.
Oh.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Again,
I'm
Vice President.
I'm Vice President of Platform and Product Management. Ubisoft has been creating worlds for over 30 years.
Are they that
Remember,
They've been creating worlds for 30 years. Isn't it exciting, guys?
Like I said, aside from Activision, Ubisoft is technically, and Ubisoft really is one of the oldest companies out there.
Plus? What's that?
Oh, great! Uplay!
Okay,
Ubisoft.
No. We don't care about Uplay.
Oh boy, sure, Uplay is... it's pretty much their answer to, the usual access stuff. Yeah,
I can see where Pedro's coming from. This girl is not
Is it like EA Access?
One iota
yes,
of them.
yes, that's what it's like. It's kind of like EA Access. It's something of a streaming service, but also something of an access service.
Okay, honey, you need to hire a relations person to speak. You need to find a relations person to speak in your stead because you're not very good on stage, honey.
Again, conferences like this just make me wish I should hire more. Like, sure, she had to read some hokey.
All of the hosts have been pretty awkward.
That's what you play.
I mean, every time the lights go off, I keep thinking someone cut them.
Phoenix Wright was presenting another evidence.
No, he was thinking about it.
Guys, look at all these games included in Uplay.
So basically, it's the Xbox Games Pass, but Ubisoft.
Divine Classic mode.
Some of these games I'm pretty sure will eventually be on Xbox Games Pass anyway.
Prince of Persia, Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Beyond Good and Evil.
There's a very brief mention.
Raven, of course. Anno. Child of Light. Where's the sequel, by the way?
What sequel, you foolish mortal?
Hey guys, we saw Beyond Good and Evil and Rayman.
We can go home now.
Yeah, we can go. We did it, boys. And Fiora, we did it.
September. Wow, 3 months
Not
before
interested.
launch.
No, not even.
Sounds a bit suspect, 3 months before launch.
I'm sure it's convenient for those who have to play a lot of the multiplayer games like For Honor or the Ghost Recon games, for example, or other similar to like that. But not for me, sorry.
Okay, Ubisoft, really, please pick up the pace, otherwise this is gonna be as bad as your E3 2015 show.
I'm pleased to announce that in 2020,
well, actually, even that show at least had some South Park to it.
Oh, great, Stadia! Great!
Oh,
Stadia,
no!
Can we just not talk about that thing?
But Lashira, MacPat will love to tell you how convenient it is.
Java.
I don't want to hear anything that person says.
Yes, Major?
You were saying that this is the second least worst. What's the worst to you?
Bethesda's E3 of this year.
I haven't seen Bethesda, so I wouldn't know.
I'd say in terms of presentation, not necessarily the announcements.
Thank you so much.
I really wasn't a fan of limited run games, as one, if I'm honest.
Okay, I have not seen
theirs was
yet.
very
Mainly
budget.
because it just looked crap.
So, basically, what is this, like a tie-in with Google Stadia? Why did they mention Google Stadia?
What's this one?
You,
okay,
roller skate?
Roller skate?
Basically, Java, they're saying that Uplay Plus is coming to Google Stadia.
Oh no, they're just wondering what this game is.
Okay, this game looks like it could be interesting. Looks like roller skating... basketball? It's hard to tell. Oh, let me guess. The kid, of course, grows up to be just like that person he looks up to. I'm still trying to figure out what this is. Okay, I can tell it's something that involves a ball, but why are they wearing baseball helmets? It's something that looks like it's basketball.
Yeah, what is it? It's a combination of basketball and rollerblading.
And apparently some Quidditch, too.
Go!
Sure, why not? This looks,
wow.
It looks
it's something actually new.
It looks decent.
Now, can we actually, talk about that more? See some gameplay?
Well, it looks like they're gonna do it.
Jeez.
My name is Stefan.
Stefan
Drapu.
Ubisoft Montreal.
Finally, something new. How long are we into this thing?
1 hour.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, the pacing for this conference has
I'll
been...
be honest though, it felt like a quicker hour than...
Holy crap, it's been an hour.
Not gonna lie, the pacing for the show has been pretty bad.
I'd argue the hour's gone by faster than the Microsoft one.
Well, when I say...
can speak for that.
When I'm talking about pacing, I'm talking more so about the flow of things.
Sports.
Well, it was first it was TV. Now it's sports.
Ubisoft is about to become the next water cooler.
Are we gonna get to games?
This is a game.
I know.
Alright, let's listen.
That guy's mustache.
But when will you ever
yeah, Dwebs has a very strong fascination with banana mustaches.
I can't, what does that say on it?
Time to play.
Access to E3 demo.
Yay, an E3 demo! Now can we
play?
Now can we please get it? Oh, on Uplay. Can we get a gameplay trailer now, please?
And when you're done, head to the forums to tell us what you thought. And you know what?
What? This guy is talking very weirdly.
Oh, so here's
is it the accent?
I guess.
Yes, Dad.
So there's a reason why we keep getting games on the Wii for Just Dance.
You don't say.
According to this tweet, many hospitals and rehab centers use the Just Dance.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, personal experience, I know
that's nice.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
That's fine.
I wonder though. I wonder if this game's gonna have a story mode though.
What story can you make with this?
Well, that first trailer kind of had one.
Yeah.
So wait, it's a
classic
race
classic sport movie story. Kid wants to grow up to become his idol.
Not gonna.
Okay, so it's a race, and it's also you have to put the ball
Basket.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, it is creative enough, and it's a different sport instead of just rehashing the
what you
current
have to
one.
do is it's a lap race, or they do the hoop spin in the event of a tie.
I'll put it like this. It looks interesting, but
I'll have to wait till I'll wait till more info comes up.
Roller champions.
It looks interesting, but I don't know if it has enough meat to it.
I don't even know what the rules are.
Who's this?
Is that?
Oh, it's the CEO.
Yay!
It's Guillermo.
Oh my god, what if this is the end of the
Don't
conference?
tell me we're wrapping up this already, please.
Is that red background?
Oh, it looks like it.
Oh snap! Somebody yelled.
Let him finish.
Thank you. So first, I want to say thank
So I guess the moral of the story is
God.
don't believe rumors on the internet.
your talent and energy.
What?
You know, congratulations.
There you go. It actually is the end.
Oh my. That's it?
That's it, I guess.
So I believe video games have the positive
They do when
impact on
used
all of
right.
us and the world around us. At Ubisoft,
You know what I'd love to say? A collaboration between Ubisoft and David Cage.
stronger and happier.
If nothing else, it would be boring.
Let's see between David and Yves who screws up most of the English pronunciation words.
Yes.
I wonder.
Action sequences.
Well, mind, at least Eves acknowledges that there are countries outside France and the United States.
Yeah.
Please say one more thing, please, Ubisoft. If this is how you end it, I'm sorry, this isn't it.
Thank you for your love.
Actually, I think David Cage came to the UK fairly recently.
I have one more announcement. Rayman 4. Backdrop.
I can't remember.
Okay.
It wasn't too long ago.
A Rayman 4 would definitely help this conference out.
Here's the thing, and Sally's too busy with Young Good and Evil 2, and
That's what I was thinking. He would even make Rayman 4.
Well, it's not like he made 3. So
True, but you remember, Origins and Legends were still his next back project. Alright, one more thing. Please!
One last thing.
Doesn't look like it.
Well, it looks different. At least the background does.
Over the last
Mark Alexis Cote, Ubisoft Quebec.
Of an incredible team.
So
that has
Canada.
Also, the background looks
pushed the
different.
limits of Assassin's Creed.
Well, they have a
and
Montreal
shown us
division
different
too,
periods of
Yeah, they have at least 3 divisions in Canada. Toronto,
Quebec, I
Quebec,
think,
and
is the one of
Montreal.
the ones that do most of the Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't seen the new Assassin's Creed game.
Again, I'm convinced that Watch Dogs is the next one.
Yeah, this is too bright to be Assassin's Creed.
Unless they
cartoony, too.
unless they pull a reverse Bomberman Act
have
Zero.
existed through generations of storytellers and audiences,
That'd
and have
be funny.
transformed
Dude, this sounds so mystical and all that.
You sure this guy isn't high?
I wonder.
I wish I was high.
have shaped our dreams.
No.
Okay,
Jova, I got it.
Huh?
All he said, he only said hi, but then someone
Hold on.
misinterpreted it and made it.
Oh.
Proud to have the chance to show you a glimpse, to show you a teaser.
IP, maybe?
It's gonna be a teaser.
Working on.
I mean, new IP.
Sure, why
it's
not?
fine.
Let's see.
I mean, new IP.
I don't think they said it's a new IP.
I mean, whatever.
Wait, is it using the UbiArt engine?
No.
No, it's 3D.
Nope.
I mean, it looks nice.
It looked like it was at first, but yeah,
It's
now that
very
looks
similar to how Nintendo constructed Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's using a cell shaded art style, I think.
Plot
they-
it's called not.
Oh.
They call it not.
Whoa,
Gorgo.
what was that? Oh, it's...
Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus got old.
Kid Icarus of the Wild.
The creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh my god!
So they finally got the chance to make a new IP. Okay.
This could be
How was Odyssey?
It was fine. Gods and Monsters. Sure.
February 25th, 2020.
Wait.
Cool, I guess. Who didn't see much.
Wait, so you're just gonna give us a teaser trailer, but no gameplay?
Oh boy.
Well, that's it.
Oh dear, Ubisoft.
Okay, who wants to say the least amount of things? Because
me, because I always say the least amount of stuff.
Bring some positivity because we're gonna need it.
Alright, let me think. Okay, Watch Dogs does look like a really good game. I don't know how much it's coming from me being biased because I'm English.
Well, honestly, Dibs, even I found it interesting. And look, I'm one of the people who's very critical of it.
I found it interesting, and I'm Welsh.
Yeah, if it was that in Cardiff, it'd be better. Well, for sure, yeah.
Still the UK, Jesus.
Let me click this off. Fuck, I switched off my mouse.
Also, apparently, Roller Champions is gonna be free to play. So.
So it probably won't have a campaign then.
Only on PC, apparently.
It's a PC exclusive. Okay.
That's
carry on, Dubs.
The audio keeps cutting out. Okay, the Tom Clancy stuff as presented looks fine. Yeah, I mean, first-person shooters generally aren't. I don't often go to first-person shooters a lot, but yeah, again, they look fine. But I think they're much better FPSs I could be playing, like well, none that come to mind. One that comes into someone's head.
Even you can't.
Well, I can't think of any first-person shooters in general.
Rogue Warrior. No, it's all Ubisoft. It's
okay. PC things aside, basketball, Quidditch, racing looks alright. Again, I wish I knew what the fuck the rules were. And you know, for what little we got to see of it, the arts, you know, how Gods and Monsters looks is okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean the art style looks like a lot of fun. It's very brightly coloured for an Ubisoft game, especially considering their more recent outputs. Because most of their outputs really you know, realistic and all
murky. Yeah, I get what you mean.
So seeing something like that coming from Ubisoft was like a big whiplash.
More like a return to form because Ubisoft actually had more games like that in previous days. But go on.
Well, whiplash could still apply because I mean, after years and years of seeing.
I need to remind you, the Ubisoft engine was still a thing and it wasn't abandoned too long ago. But please keep going.
And was the one I missed? Well, just Dance.
The Division 2.
Oh, I've already addressed Tom Clancy.
Okay, Adventure Time, you know, crossover with.
I never even heard of that game, to be honest.
Valhalla.
Yeah, then it gets sadly that's it.
Yeah, that's really.
I swear there was something else I missed. I've already dismissed Just Dance.
That's the thing, dude, when you get down to it, most of this was Tom Clancy, and since you addressed Tom Clancy, you addressed the majority of the conference.
Hey, Jova, it's Ubisoft, it's old school Ubisoft, kind of.
Goody! Really. Ubisoft for me for 2015 and 2016. Well, maybe not 2016.
Minus Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall, at least personally, I don't think it was a particularly strong conference, but I mean, hell, at least to me, it went by a lot quicker than say Microsoft's first hour. So that's a plus, I guess. It goes by so quickly. I'm not even that bothered about it. It's just there. Done.
Plus to prove, so I can see what you're coming from.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, Ubisoft at least don't have to sell hardware.
All right, Shirai.
I'll be right back.
All right. aside from Watch Dogs, which actually looks really fun, again, old lady is best character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Retired assassin.
Old ladies are always best characters.
This one's a retired assassin. No wonder she knows her way around stuff.
I know whose story I'm picking up.
Same.
And like the last one we just saw, Golden Monsters, that looks like visually it looks very nice. We have no idea what the gameplay is going to be like or anything, but I'm interested. And then there's the sports hybrid thing. That'll look fun too. Probably not something actually I might check it out since it's free anyway. So, kind of got nothing to lose with that one. That's really it, honestly. The rest was just kind of a slug.
Yeah.
This was
it feels like
unusually short. Like it was unexpectedly short. I mean, for a conference, it's quite surprising.
It feels like the equivalent.
Maybe that's a good thing.
It feels like the equivalent to Square Enix's E3 of last year.
Yeah, kind of gives me that feeling.
Maybe that's why they talk so much about various things, to just stretch out some time. Maybe I don't know.
They padded different people.
Yeah, that's probably why they had the symphony concert at the beginning, because they needed to fill for time.
That was also cool. It's always nice when presentations have those.
It's so weird though. They didn't have anything Assassin's Creed related, despite opening with an Assassin's Creed concert, pretty much.
That's because it was also for basically publicity for the concert tour we're doing all over the world.
Well, Joe, but the developers are no longer making Assassin's Creed, apparently.
True, yeah, apparently. So, does this mean Assassin's Creed is dead?
And, honestly, no, Joe, I'm guessing they did also this in the past. We took like a year break before doing the next one. And I'm guessing we're doing this the same after Origins and Odyssey, had that reception in a sense, but they still were successful and good games on their own. They just didn't felt like Assassin's Creed proper games. So I'm guessing that's what we're doing, back to the drawing board.
I guess, and hey, this new IP looks somewhat interesting, but back to your thoughts, Roy.
That was it, really. It was a pretty bland conference with some highlights sprinkled in there.
Yep. I already know the grade I've got in my mind.
Deji, you're... Yes.
Look, I'll be real with you guys. I'm trying not to be cynical throughout this whole E3 stuff.
Feel free to be.
No.
This one deserves it, honestly.
But it's wow, so far this E3 has been really underwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Again, the best thing I've seen so far is the PC Gaming Show, and even still, PC Gaming Shows always have the dragging
Honestly, the best announcement that I've seen so far are the ones not tied to E3 properly, i.e., for example, the THQ 3-day announcements or the leaked stuff from Namco. So,
well, I've heard Fallen Order was actually apparently a good showing at EA stream of all things.
But go on, Dad. You don't want to drag this too much.
They started off strong.
They did.
What happened? It's they didn't really have a lot to show. They were just dragging on their announcements. Yeah, we got the obligatory Just Dance stuff out of the way. Whatever. We had their main showing was pretty much Watch Dogs 3. Okay, which, going off Twitter, people seem to be pretty interested on, so they did a good job. Their streaming service, I do not care. We have gotten to the point where there's too many streaming services. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Bad enough that you'll have to pay for PSN and Xbox Live and Nintendo's online.
And whatever service Google Stadia is gonna have.
Oh, God.
Well, remember, Joe, that technically speaking, the minimum requirement, which is on paper, mind you, it's not that bad. 180p, 60 frames per second, it's still a respectful, output on its own, and it's supposedly completely free. The problem is that it's Google that needs to uphold this part of the bargain, and people are not sure about that. Go on, Edge.
The roller skating game looks cool. but it's free to play, so.
Which means we probably won't get that single player campaign.
And then there's the last. I don't care about Ghost Recon or anything like that because I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a chance one day, but I'm just not in the mood. And what else? The last game that they showed off, Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for me. It was colorful, but it's kind of hard for me to get excited for it if I don't know what the gameplay is like.
Yeah, I agree again. You know, this has kind of become a stigma for me where it's come to a point where even if I see a new IP, until I know how it plays, I can't be for sure content. Unless it's something like a Smash Bros.
Sequel. A new IP. Even if it's an established IP, it's like, okay, where's the gameplay?
Okay. To be fair, I'd say there are some exceptions, like say a Smash Bros. Game. Like you pretty much know how those are gonna play.
Well, Smash is like that with the Nintendo Direct. That was a teaser, and E3 was a few months. But something like
true.
Yeah,
that is a difference with Nintendo.
Breath of the Wild, when that first got announced, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like we got like 30 seconds of gameplay, and then we didn't see anything about it until 2 years later.
And yet that was better because we at least got those seconds of gameplay, whereas with this new IP...
Yeah.
Anything else, Dutch?
It's probably the week. This E3 is like 2012 for me. Pretty underwhelming.
Ooh.
All right, Pedro.
There's not that much to say, honestly. This thing felt like it ended right after it began.
I know, right?
Like it goes by so quickly because it started off really strong. With an Assassin's Creed Symphony that sounded really good, and Watch Dogs 3 looks pretty promising. But right after that, the conference decided to take a nosedive into Tom Clancy hell. Oh god, like, and here I thought we were done with the old days of Ubisoft conferences being chock-filled of Tom Clancy stuff that nobody gives a crap about. But no, it's Ubisoft is partying like it's 2015 all over again.
I know, right? Honestly, I think this may have been even worse than the 2015 one, because at least I remembered more outside of Tom Clancy from that one. It helped that they had South Park and For Honor there.
Anyway, yeah, that the Tom Clancy stuff, I'd never played any of these games. I don't give a crap. I've never really heard that many great things from them anyway, so whatever. The roller skater game, it looks fine. It's not my kind of thing, but sure, why not? It's free to play though, so I'm not kind of gonna be very meaty of a game, but whatever.
Yeah.
What else? The Adventure Time crossover Brawlhalla. Yeah, that looks like it could be cool. Sure, why not? What else? Just Dance. See, here's the thing. That's the thing, Teo. If they were still making these games for Kinect on the Xbox One, I would actually respect them a bit more. Because basically everybody, dancing games are, believe it or not, are at their best with the Kinect of all things. Because Dance Central on the Xbox 360 is actually a really, really good dancing game because it captures your movements, because you have to actually dance because the Kinect is, looking at you and filming you. Well, not filming you, but you know what I mean, right? It's capturing your movements.
Yeah.
And it works really well, as you demonstrated in videos like Angry Joe's review.
And so also Star Wars Kinect Galactic Dance.
Not from what I remember seeing back in the day with Star Wars Kinect, but whatever. Talking about specifically, not to mention, we're talking about the dancing games specifically.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't talking about the dancing sequence. But
you mean the Dance Central clone with Star Wars?
Yeah, the Galactic Dance software.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Star Wars Kinect.
But that's because it basically plagiarized Dance Central. But go on.
Whatever. The point is, yeah, like if they made it for the Kinect, because even though Microsoft doesn't make Kinects anymore, they're still usable with the Xbox One. So technically, you can still use them. And since you're still making these for the Wii, might as well use them for the device that actually is perfect for these games. But no. So
can we just get Scott Pilgrim versus the World again?
Unfortunately,
sorry, the license expired.
The license expired, and Ubisoft doesn't give a crap about bringing that back. Sorry. I don't think it's even on the backwards compatibility of the Xbox One. Anyway, yeah, it were like the Just Dance is who cares. What else did they show? They showed they showed the Division 2. Again, I don't. Well, actually, it's Tom Clancy, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
There were no less than 4 Tom Clancy games shown here.
Okay. What else?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, but isn't that Tom Clancy as well?
Yep.
I'm trying to get out of the Tom Clancy hole. Yeah, like Gods and Monsters looks like it looks fine in terms of visuals, I guess, but I have no idea what kind of game it is. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a spiritual sequel to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, considering it's from the same team, probably. That's cool, I guess. I haven't seen anything from it though, so it looks pretty, I guess, but that's all I can say about it so far. So whatever. And that's really it, I guess. I don't think there was anything else that I'm missing, is there?
Nope.
Okay, that was quite disappointing considering Ubisoft's last 2 press conferences showed real efforts in improving.
Like, here's
why the hell? Not just that, Deji. Where the hell is Beyond Good and Evil 2? Why the hell wasn't it shown here? You can't possibly tell me you have no gameplay to show of that game by this point. There has to be some gameplay you can show.
Same with me, but also Skull and Bones.
For the record,
yeah, where the hell is Skull and Bones? Sorry. What the hell is that game?
Delayed, but they couldn't be bothered to show some new footage of it. I'm sorry.
You're going to tell me that game still has no gameplay in demonstrable state? That's not reassuring, Ubisoft, at all.
Not for a context audience. Right before DC3, because we haven't seen it yet being published, we actually did commentate on a complete run of Beyond Good and Evil recorded by me, so the others are up to speed with the significance of what Beyond Good and Evil 2 has to represent.
Exactly! Seriously! Like, seriously, look, fans have been waiting this long. Can't you continue to throw them that bone?
Okay, last time you showed us a CGI trailer, but that was 2 years ago. Where the hell is my gameplay trailer? Deji, your echo from you.
Yeah. And seriously, how can you not show more of Skull and Bones when you've been showing us so much of its gameplay already? At least reassure us that it's alive and not being set up for the chopping board.
What the fuck happened with this one?
Yeah, someone is saying already on the several sites that Sony may have pulled out of E3 because they knew something.
Oh, more like Sony didn't have any of the 4 games they kept showing off every year.
It's funny you mention that. I think that's what this is. This is what would have happened if Sony had come to E3, because they don't really have much new stuff to show. See, Ubisoft clearly did not have much new stuff to show. Nothing that really warranted an E3 appearance, yet they came anyway.
Yes, same thing with Microsoft to a lesser extent, but I've already addressed this in the thoughts of that. The point is, this conference was such a waste of time. I mean, yeah, it was cool that we got to see Watch Dogs free, but that was literally it. That was the only real interesting point of this conference. That's it. Whatever. Okay. I still don't understand why the hell we couldn't have Beyond Good and Evil 2 in here, or at the very least Skull and Bones.
I know.
One of those two games at the very least must be in a state that's demonstrable by this point. Otherwise, what the hell are they even doing in there? Like, whatever. This was real. We already knew that Beyond Good and Evil 2 wasn't going to be in here because they had warned us in advance. But not seeing this conference, why couldn't you show? I would take another CG trailer over nothing.
I know, right? And let's not forget, those were some of the best things Ubisoft had been showing at E3 for some time, and to not have those there was a serious handicap. Not even the new South Park game.
Is Michelle and Cell trapped in the basement again?
So apparently, Gods and Monster, according to somebody who's seen gameplay of it, I believe he's the Kotaku editor-in-chief. Stefan Totolo. He said that he's seen it, and it looks like a mix of Breath of the Wild mixed in with Greek mythology.
Okay,
which is pretty much
what
the
we could have actually seen any.
Yeah,
I said we could actually seen any of that. But
yeah,
whatever.
seriously.
The point is, I get the feeling Wild Sheep Studios is situated in Ubisoft's basement. Like,
oh god.
Whatever. For those who don't know, it's Michel Ancel's studio. The point is, this conference was really, really. I wasn't expecting anything all that amazing or anything. I just came here with complete open mind, with no particular expectations, neither low or high. I just came here wanting for a relatively. We already knew that it wasn't going to be on the 2, so I came in with relatively normal expectations, and I was still disappointed. Yeah. Especially considering how they started off so well with Watch Dogs 3.
I expected nothing, and you still
disappointed.
Really, that's literally what happened to me here.
It's like they made some deal with the devil. We'll make fans actually interested in Watch Dogs 3, but for a price.
It's like I've said, Ubisoft is partying like it's 2015.
Pretty much.
That is a boring party.
Yeah, basically, everybody, this was a real disappointing conference. Teo was telling us that Square and Nintendo have a big shooter. Honestly, I would argue it in this way: Square and Nintendo don't really have to do much to win E3, considering how underwhelming this has been so far. Like Deji said.
Let's see. Honestly, we already know.
That's the point. What I'm specifying about, in a sense of making DC3 a bit memorable at the very least. Square has the right potential to it. But I don't want to cross my fingers just yet.
They'll probably give the release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
They already did the concert, the one that you talked about.
I know they did it at the concert. Like, what even is it?
It's March 1st, 2020. It's the same day the Switch came out.
Anyway, the point is, it's a disappointing conference. I haven't seen the Bethesda one, so I don't know how it matches up against
it. It was really bad.
Okay. The Bethesda conference is the only conference that is worse than Ubisoft's, but that's not saying much.
Again, I can't say anything because I haven't seen it. But, okay, again, it's, okay. Technically, this is a worse conference than this is probably the worst conference I've seen in E3 this year so far.
Yeah,
like I was still more disappointed and mad at the Microsoft one, but that's just because of the fact that that it's just so frustrating for the reasons I've listed yesterday. Go see it if you haven't heard it. My reasons. This one, on the other hand. Even though they had less to prove, they still somehow disappointed me, and that's just terrible. Moving on, Teo, Jova, whoever.
I'll go. Okay, this C3 was a miracle. Like, let me start off with the miracle. The miracle is that they managed to somehow.
The miracle never happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's how it goes.
I didn't want to say it.
Here's the thing, Ubisoft, you managed to make us, pretty much all of us, interested in Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs, of all things. You had a good enough opening with, Assassin's Creed Symphony. You went to all that effort to make one of the most unlikely miracles happen, only to bury it under a travesty of this conference. I'll try and be a bit less dramatic, but seriously though, Whereas with Microsoft, I was kind of expecting disappointment in some degrees, and with Bethesda, well, I'm always on my toes with them. This disappointment just kind of came out of the blue and blindsided me. Like, I thought Ubisoft had learned from this. Like, again, not only that, these are games that not many people even really bought or liked. Like, seriously, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Nobody really cares about that game, yet they're wasting time about it. Rainbow Six Siege. Apparently, yes, some people do care about that, but that game is so dang old, and they dedicated so much time to it. And it probably doesn't help that that's all there really was. Oh, yeah, there was other stuff. The typical Just Dance, and after that came... the Rolling Champions, which looked interesting until we figured out that was free to play. Uplay can go die in a hole alongside Google Stadia. Seriously, what a match made in hell those two will be. And then for the big finale, Gods and Monsters, a game that looks interesting, but I do not know if I'm ready to dedicate my time to it, because quite honestly, I don't know what the gameplay looks like. And I really don't have any idea of it. I mean, sure, I've heard some stuff, but I'd like to see it. Like, and if there's gameplay to be had, why not have included that in the trailer at E3? Unless they're embarrassed about it. Like, you know, it felt like Ubisoft were embarrassed of a lot of their franchises. Like, okay, yeah, sure, they told us ahead of time not to expect Skull and Bones 2 or Beyond Good and Evil 2 there. Why did you not show them, now I have to ask? Like, I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll have stuff to make up for their absences. No, they didn't. And like Tio mentioned, aside from Brawlhalla, there wasn't really anything cartoony here and there. It's like, well, it feels like they're definitely tilting the scales in more the gritty, realistic vibe stuff. Sure, like I said, Watch Dogs 3 doesn't take itself entirely seriously, but even that falls into the grain with them, I'm sorry to say. And this is not good for an E3 conference. Like, even Sony's E3 last year had variety in the different skills.
It was still boring.
Yeah. The thing, though, was like, well, at least that had variety compared to this, which had little to no variety. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give this a D+. It's just better than Bethesda's conference, which I gave a D. But man, if it weren't for Watch Dogs 3, I would have given this conference an F, even lower. It helps that it did have some... Okay, it had 2 good, interesting games. Again, I'm not counting Gods and Monsters because I don't know how the gameplay of that is. When I say 2 interesting games, I mean Watch Dogs 3 and Rolling Champions. And even that got lost to being free to play. Oh, God. Dio, take us away.
Sure. I just want to point out first that some users on the SMB actually had something to say about this. I mentioned before, for example, the Ocelot mentioning that, according to him, Sony win E3 by doing absolutely nothing, Luigi style in Mario Party. But I want instead to point out what Figolf had said. Yeah, Ubisoft, next year is Rayman's 25th anniversary. I hope you have something for him that is not a mobile game. Please.
Oh yeah, that's right, the mobile game. Nearly forgot about that. Oh wait, no, that was Tom Clancy as well.
No. Teo, have a Rayman Symphony at E3 2020.
It would at least be something more than what they did for the 20th anniversary, honestly. But, well, it's almost like... small tangent here, I'm gonna be quick. As some people on the internet have shown, like giving literally one name, Linkara, milestones are important for what you do, for your activity, for any kind of activity you do. The anniversary of a movie, a comic book, or the amount of games that you do for a brand. The milestones are important. They are celebrations on what you do, you know. And Ubisoft seems to be one of those companies that just doesn't really care about that. Mind you, you can still get weird results, like with the Sonic franchise, and I don't want to leave my toe in that. But Ubisoft doesn't seem to be giving a shit about Rayman's anniversaries, and I fear for next year, considering what happened just now, which, let's talk about it. Great opening with Watch Dogs, not lying, because I couldn't care a single fuck about the first 2 games. I know that the second game is technically better, functional, and better in terms of plot and everything, but I just can't care. This more realistic side of Ubisoft just isn't for me. Even the Prince of Persia games are more on the cartoony side, despite a more quote-unquote realistic proportion. And since right now, we just concluded the major stuff of the Sand saga, and including Shira, we're about to do the reboot, that is going to become more apparent because that game uses a particular cell shade that gives you a more Arabian cartoon vibe. But this Ubisoft is just... But anyway, Watch Dogs Legion is a fantastic concept, and I actually am down for it. Not in the sense of playing right now, maybe just wait, because it's still the Ubisoft, so it's probably going to have sort of 3 episodes DLC, lots of cosmetics and stuff like that, so I'm going to wait a bit, maybe complete edition, I don't know. The Brawl crossover Adventure Time, not really caring. I'm not too into these Smash indies. That's something for Alpha Red, so I'm gonna check what he's gonna do with that. But not for me. The Tom Clancy Melodrama Parade. We could have had a better pacing, like Pedro just said. You're really telling me that you have nothing to show for Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil 2? Not even like a small update or something. Like, come on, guys! It's not even too much to ask, I think.
I'll just say this too: if neither of those 2 games are still in a state where it's presentable gameplay-wise, then clearly there's something wrong going on at Ubisoft right now. Because it's been 2 years since we got the announcement of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
And to not even throw that in as
Beyond Good and Evil 2 has the advantage that it has regular streams done by Ansel himself that gives states on how the game is. But Skull and Bones only was included in these updates, in these streams, like major events. So we don't know technically ever since last year.
Remember, it was supposed to come out this year after already getting delayed, but it got delayed again.
But anyway, quick thing, because nobody else had mentioned it. The event for Honor, it looks interesting. I still have to get back to For Honor to actually start it properly, but it looks fine. As usual, For Honor is always a game that has a lot of passion for a new EP for Ubisoft. And that guy with his massive beard and the cane that he walked on stage, he was cool as fuck. Wish he could come back for this. The Gods and Monsters teaser was fine. It feels like a return to form on the old cartoon habits of Ubisoft. I think that you can see also with the humor style of Watch Dogs Legion. Mind you, Ubisoft has a particular way of doing its own humor, and Watch Dogs Legion also has that. But Gods and Monsters look promising. We just need to see more, which hopefully will happen soon enough. But here's an dishonorable mention for the other big absence. Mainly, as year tradition, no news about Prince of Persia, and nothing about the games with the UbiArt engine.
Ouch. And don't even bother with poor Rayman.
Mind you, the creator of Child of Light 2 technically teased a sequel, so we know that at some point it eventually will come. It's just depressing that we still don't know anything yet, and a great engine that Ubisoft created is left rotting in what we're doing nothing with it. So, good to know. For Prince of Persia, I'm basically just accepted at this point. I mean, on one hand, I couldn't blame them completely because of how they handled the reboot and the fact that Forgotten Sands was not the adrenaline shot that the franchise needed. But it's so depressing to see, like, almost after 10 years, the franchise not getting a revitalization. Almost an entire generation of console has passed since then, and we still got nothing. But anyway, I think that I forgot to mention Roller Champions. Roller Champions looks good. I'm not, as usual, I want to remind that I'm not into sports, and so I'm not into sports game. But this one gives that 90s vibe of wanting to say, oh, the future is a new weird sport. But unlike, for example, Pro Vending in Legend of Korra, this actually looks more appealing, to say like about that term. Problem is, the free-to-play nature and being on PC only means that it will probably not have stuff like a single-player story mode. It will mostly be arcade. So, not sure if I can care that much about it. The good presentation alone cannot sold me on a game like this. But that's it. That's literally it. After a good streak of 2 years, Ubisoft just goes back to its old habits. And honestly, that speech at the end from Yves, that's insulting now, considering everything that happened now. Because Ubisoft is capable of doing so much better. And him doing that speech about how games are so important and how he's so happy about all the teams, what they're doing. You just had an entire hour that is the equivalent of an angsty 12-year-old writing his own war fan fictions about an Image Comics series of characters.
So Shiroi's Bleeding Edge?
I actually don't know. Is that the Bleeding Edge the one made by Ninja Theory?
Yes. That's the one that Shiroi... you were describing Shiroi's perceived idea of what Bleeding Edge was going to be.
I haven't seen the trailer of it yet, but I'll check it out later. Sure. Still, it feels so bad to see Ubisoft going back to this after what seemed like a good streak. Because, like you said, the problem pacing, just think about it. Last year, we had that charming moment with Grant Kirkhope doing Terror Orchestra thing and mixing things up and everything. And instead, now, here we're back with the greedy thing. I'm starting to be convinced that someone at Vivendi is piloting things in the background because
wow.
it feels.
I don't think they're owned by Vivendi.
Honestly, it feels too. That's the thing, that it feels too cartoonish for Yves to be this schizophrenic in arranging an announcement conference like this. After these 2 years, it feels so surreal. I can't accept. I literally cannot accept it as a part of reality. I reject the reality of this.
You know what it feels like? It feels
like weird this statement may be.
It feels like an arc that's, building up to something good, but at the last minute just pulls down its pants and poops the bed.
Other minor things that did not show up, minor Ubisoft IPs we haven't talked about, stuff like Anno, Heroes of Might and Magic, or
South Park.
Or Trials. No, South Park is licensed IP.
South Park has done a job after what happened to Trey.
Matt did plan for a trilogy, but the problem is that Fractured Butthole basically burned.
Wait, what happened to Trey?
No. Basically, Fractured Butthole development kind of burned them out on a video game point of view. So for now, at least for the time being, they prefer to just stick with the show.
Oh, dang! What happened?
Basically, because of overworking on the game and the show at the same time, Trey ended up going to the hospital.
Ooh.
And it even got to give you an idea about the side of the story. There was, he was still so concerned about making the game so good that he asked his daughter to allow him to leave the hospital, despite still not technically should not be, just so he could record the final lines yet to record.
Okay.
Because unlike with the first game, Stick of Truth, where Obsidian handled the gameplay strictly by themselves, Trey and Matt, aside from writing and directing, also were creative leads on the gameplay. So combining with the show itself, I mean, fortunately, it's Trey and Matt, so it was all still high quality writing in general, but it really burned them out to work so hard on both these projects. So as a result, they had to take for example, to give you an idea, Joe, even the show had to take a break because of that.
So I guess when you get down to it, so much for that third plan game. But I can't blame them if it got that bad.
It can still be. It can still happen.
Just not right now.
Just not right now. Both games were commercial successes, so I'm pretty sure Ubisoft will be willing to make the third one. It just depends on when Trey and Matt feel like they can, or especially Trey. We'll have to wait until Trey feels like he's fully recovered from that experience.
I wonder if maybe they should just, not do the whole game directing thing. Like, maybe just stick to what they did with
That's the problem, Java. I honestly fear that the game quality will suffer as a result of their...
Not just that, Java, but Fractured Butthole was a passion project for them.
We're arguing over something that's not tied to this because it didn't show up.
Yeah, so, again, that's just another thing.
It's interesting to talk about, though.
I know, but we're dragging this too long, and Reeves and Sherry want to see something before they take a break before Square Enix. So let me conclude quickly. Honestly, this to me, I haven't seen properly the Microsoft conference, but I heard different things about it. First of all, a very small tangent to ask, where the hell is Cuphead's DLC? Just asking.
That was a no-show.
I asked that yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this to me is the worst so far of E3. PC Gaming may have had that announcement about Shenmue 3, But honestly, it felt still very solid. And Bethesda had more stuff compared to this conference that I actually cared about. This feels the lowest so far. I really hope Square Enix and Nintendo pull up the game, because otherwise, I'm kind of agreeing with Deji. This would be the worst E3 in a long time. I thought that starting with 2013, E3 started gaining back, its quality control and everything. But now it feels as if it's being the range. EA is a joke at this point.
That's the sad part, Teo. As far as I'm concerned, the best game they've shown this year to me is an EA game.
Wow.
It's a license one. But whatever, let me conclude quickly. Microsoft is basically sold out to third parties to be the main one showing third parties right now. But otherwise, its main products is just content to, whoring them out, as probably Pedro would say. Ubisoft constantly shifts in quality, as we said. Bethesda is unpredictable as fuck, as we've seen through the years. So is Square Enix. Hopefully this year is better than the last. Fingers crossed, I guess. Sony just packed their things for this one. And Nintendo... I don't know what to think of Nintendo this year. We'll see. Last year was great, but there was the downside that it was too focused on Smash. So we'll see what happens. Regardless, I'm not feeling this E3 so far. Like Deji, not at all.
I can blame
Like
you.
I said, the best announcements to me were the ones off screen, mainly THQ Nordic and Namco Bandai. The ones that, mind you, for example, Tales of and Elden Ring were covered actually on Microsoft, I think. So, but for example, Destroy All Humans and Battle for Bikini Bottom remakes. But on that note, this is all for Ubisoft. Hopefully, what's that song that says this year will be better than the last? We'll see if
this better. Yeah, I don't really know.
I hope this will be true for next year's E3, if any. But next up will be Square Enix, so see you for that. I will be in text only, so sorry about that. See ya.
All right, see ya.
See ya.